Hello, my lunatic friend. It's the crypto lunatic from the Lunar Cafe reporting you hidden gems before they pump and also decrypting the language of crypto because let's face it, it's very complicated for people that are new to the space. So I like to keep it simple, keep the language simple, and just give you the facts. Give you the few facts and show you how to do basic level research. So on today's video, I'm going to show you the current state of the market. We're going to do a brief overview of that. And I'm going to explore this little crypto in the background, SoSoValue. I'm going to explain what it is, how I found it, and why it might be interesting. And with all of that in mind, and this definitely isn't financial advice, I'm not paid by the company to talk about this, and I've no skin in this game. So it's a completely neutral review. So follow me on a little journey, my lunatic friend. So let's start off. What key information and events are currently influencing the crypto market? So this is to do with the general state of the market, and these are the things that you need to be aware of. So institutional adoption and ETFs. Well, lots of money is flying into ETFs. This is positive. Regulatory developments. Now, there has been the Genius Act has been passed in the US, and this really hasn't been priced into the market. That's very positive. Stablecoin growth. The growth of stable coins, it shows that the market is priming up. That is very positive. Real world asset tokenization. Again, this is where the old institutions could suddenly start utilizing crypto technology. This is very positive. There's been a DeFi resurgence and AI integration. So for decentralized finance is rebounding, with the total value locked hitting all-time highs on decentralized exchanges. This is very positive. The Bitcoin halving and price trends, blah, blah, blah. So what we're seeing here is that Ethereum's price movements are starting to skyrocket now. Now, this is a sign that we're moving into an alt season. And again, this is very positive. Meme coins and social media influence. So meme coins like Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, and Pepe remain popular, driven by social media platforms and X and endorsements from figures like Elon Musk. Now, this is neither positive nor negative. This just shows that somebody can come into crypto and the right person pumps their coin, they can make a lot of money. They can also lose everything. So that's neither positive nor negative. Macroeconomic factors. So anticipated US Federal Reserve cuts in 2025 alongside potential deficit spending are expected to encourage risk taking and crypto investment. There you go. Very positive. Emerging technologies and CBDCs. Well, CBDCs are dystopian. Now, it's good for adoption to crypto, but these are the enemy of freedom. And I won't say any more on that because I've talked about CBDCs in several other videos. So I'm definitely not saying that that's positive. That's just a nasty side effect that comes with all of this crypto adoption. For the market, it is actually positive. For you and your privacy, well, and your control of your money, well, it's potentially disastrous. Market sentiment and volatility. So posts on X reflect bullish sentiment, citing events like the SEC versus Ripple case and resolution of China's stablecoin launch. However, volatility remains a risk, and Bitcoin's dominance rising to 62%, and all coins showing mixed performance. So there you go. Summary, I'll tell you, is positive. So I went on to check some of these things, and this is the ETF inflow or exchange traded funds. This is the smart money. And what we've seen is that recently there's been a lot more attention on Ethereum by the institutions. And this is a sure sign of alt season. Now, this has just been growing and growing and growing and growing. And this is the smart money that tells us that we are in for some interesting times in crypto over the next few weeks, especially. DeFi Llama confirms, look, the ETF inflow going in. Big inflows. Look, you can see the total value locked. It's skyrocketing at the moment. Positive news for crypto. Now, it was when I was here, I looked at, well, who's making the money in all this value locked? And I thought, well, let's look into the 1 month change of this stuff. And you see some companies that are getting absolutely insane stuff here. So we'll go down to a more 7 day. And what I look here is to marry this exceeding title with fees and revenue. So I'm looking down specifically, seeing where is the first stop for fees and revenue. Little bit there, a bit here. And we're having to go down quite far there. But when we go to the 1-day change, look, we don't have to go down far to see this thing, SoSoValue. Now we're seeing 202 million total value locked in. We're seeing percentage increase changes for 1 month, 7 days, and especially 1 day. We're seeing fees that are being paid and revenue that's going into this chain. Not only that, cumulative revenue of 22 million. So this SoSoValue is making money. It's making money with 202 million value locked. So we go on to CoinMarketCap. And we see that this is a 63 million market cap coin with 200 million locked into it. So already it's positive. Not so positive. Fully diluted market cap is 551 million, which tells us that not many of the tokens are out circulating at the moment. That's not so positive, but it's still quite interesting. There's still 200 million value locked in this chain. So I look down, I see it's on a reasonable amount of exchanges. And it says that SoSoValue is an AI-powered investment and research platform that combines the efficiency of centralized finance with the transparency of decentralized finance, addressing challenges like information overload and cross-chain asset management in the cryptocurrency market. So the platform consists of 2 key components: AI crypto market search research tool, which aggregates and analyzes vast amounts of data to deliver clear, actionable insights, and decentralized SSI protocol built on the EVM. So this is probably sounding a bit geeky now, but the point being that this is a data aggregating platform. So we go to the token and we go to holders, and this we don't like. Not only is there a small percentage of tokens on the market, but there's a very high concentration in the top 5 wallets. So again, this is not great, but it's sort of offset by the fact that this thing, look, when it launched, was at 61. It was at 61 cents, and that was back in February. And now it's less than it was when it came on the market. Now, we don't know how much the early stage investors paid for this, but we do know that it's done relatively nothing since it's launched here. So it's been on keeping roughly the same line. Now, it has been as low as here, as 37 cents here, but now it seems at a sort of semi-entry point. We've looked at that. Now we go into the X account. Now, this is really the reason why I'm talking about this. 905,000 followers. That is incredible. Now, there could be bots involved. We know this. This is an incredibly active social media account. Are there bots? Who knows? I couldn't say, but this is very active. Very, very active. And that's a lot of followers. A hell of a lot of followers. So we go onto their website, and what we see is this vast array of moving things. So let's have a little look. Let's look at analysis. Let's go on their chart. Let's see what they've got. And what we're seeing is a lot of actionable data here, a lot of stuff. This could be a resource to track things. So we're seeing the total spot ETF inflow. They've got data on that. They've got the fear and greed index. They've got the fiat-backed stable coins. They're showing all the data that we saw in the beginning. And look at this, the stable coins total market cap is showing you that. Aggregated charts, total crypto market cap and volume. It's showing you all of this bullishness within the crypto market, and it's bringing it alive on charts. So this potentially, if nothing else, looks like a great resource to go and do crypto research. Altcoin market volume. So we can see there the fear and greed index. There's a lot of charts here. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of data. So how useful that's going to be to you? Well, it depends where your research goes. But this looks like an interesting resource where you can find out a lot of data about crypto. So Bitcoin number of active addresses. Now there's a lot of data here that a lot of people don't track. So potentially this actually looks quite interesting. All sorts of things. We keep scrolling down and finding more and more data and charts. So this looks like a treasure trove of information all in one place. And there's 200 million of total value locked within this protocol, which tells us that something is going on there and it's fairly early stage. Now, whether it's worth looking into or not, that's entirely up to you. This isn't investment advice, and I'm certainly not shilling this coin. I would say I would want to do a deeper dive if I was to put any money into this, because I'd want to know why this high concentration of volume in the top few wallets and why so few tokens are circulating on the exchanges at the moment. So there's a lot of room for dilution and dumpage within this coin. So you go into it with your eyes open. But as a resource that you might want to use, it certainly looks something that's worth looking into. And today you have it, my lunatic friend. That is SoSoValue. Speaking of which, if you've enjoyed this and you're still watching, then please do subscribe to the channel for more of these little updates that are completely neutral and unbiased. And if you want another one, you'll find that just there. But either way, stay lunatic, have fun, and make money in crypto.